Hello my dear friends, and welcome back to another Star Wars news update. So we're going to be taking a little break from the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, and instead we have some exciting updates for the Andor series and also the sequel to Jedi Fallen Order. But I will say, if you do want some Kenobi news and also some updates for LEGO Star Wars, then go and watch yesterday's news update if you've not done so already. But without much further ado and without any more jibber jabber, let's get to today's news. We begin with Star Wars Andor. Now, it's a very well-known fact that there is a lot of secrecy around Lucasfilm projects. For every Star Wars series so far, there have been things kept so tightly under wraps that not even the best leakers and scoopers have been able to get any information about them beforehand. And I'm sure that's going to be the case for the upcoming shows as well. And no matter how many big leaks we've had for Obi-Wan Kenobi and other shows, there are going to be some things that nobody knew about going into them. Surprises, if you will. Well, apparently, my dear friends, that's also going to be true of the Andor series, and Adria Arjona, who has an undisclosed role in the show, has opened up about the secrecy surrounding it and how there are some things that when she learned of them, found it so hard to keep them to herself. This is really exciting, so let's dive into it. Joining the Star Wars franchise and bringing to life its intergalactic adventures brings with it a number of challenges. But for Star Wars Andor star Adria Arjona, one of the biggest challenges is not revealing any of the series' secrets, of which there are apparently many. When speaking with Screen Rant, the actor explained how much she's enjoyed her time in the franchise and the positive reception she's felt before any fans have even witnessed any official glimpses at the project. Adria can be seen in the Spider-Man spin-off Morbius, which hits theaters on April 1st, while Star Wars Andor is expected in August of this year. She hinted that there are surprises that fans can expect, and in her own words she went on to say, "Oh my god, I think they hired the wrong person because it's so hard not to share everything. It's amazing. I can already feel the love and appreciation from the people, and I could feel people welcoming me into both universes. I don't know, it feels really cool, and I almost got goosebumps when you said it. I still can't believe it." And if you remember recently, my dear Mandalorians, Fiona Shaw, who's also going to star in Season 1, offered a similarly vague but exciting reaction to joining the show. And it's really interesting to see all of these cast members come out and say the show is going to be amazing. As I've said in the past, do not sleep on Andor. And yes, there will be surprises, not only in terms of cameos that fit the bill, but undoubtedly plot-wise too. It was back in October that Diego Luna came out and expressed how excited he was for fans to see the show, and he teased that there would be familiar faces from Rogue One, but also a few new ones as well, and those are the ones that got him hyped while on set. From what I've heard, this is the one show that's going to feel the most Star Wars-y, at least in terms of cinematography and staying true to the visual style of the cinematic releases. It's going to be very similar to Rogue One in some ways, but also adopting its own unique character as a spy thriller made for the small screen. And I've been hyping it for months, and I think a lot of fans are going to come to fall in love with the show, even those that had no excitement for it beforehand. And it's also worth noting that Andor is the only series to have filmed at as many locations as it did. They did not just rely on the volume, but they went to various parts of England and Scotland for forest, coastal and mountain scenes. Some of the set leaks are really impressive, and this tells me that the show has the unique opportunity to stand out visually amongst the others. Never underestimate Tony Gilroy. He's a man with a vision, and Season 1 is just going to be the start of that. As we know, he's aiming for a 3-season arc for Andor. Let's wait and see. I'm super hyped. Let me know your thoughts of this in the comments down below, and let's move on to Kestis and Jedi Fallen Order. This has been a big year for Fallen Order, and it's about to get even bigger. Not only are we getting multiple nods to the game in the shows, for example the BD droid in the Book of Boba Fett and Fortress Inquisitorius in the Kenobi series, but now we know that at Star Wars Celebration in Anaheim this May, we're going to get our first trailer for the Jedi Fallen Order sequel. As Bespin Bulletin confirmed, it's not going to be called Fallen Order 2, it's going to have a different name altogether. It's going to keep the Jedi part because Jedi is the sub-franchise, but the game itself is going to be called something different. In spite of EA Play Live being cancelled this year, we will get our first look at the game between May the 26th and the 29th in Anaheim, California. And speaking of Jedi Fallen Order, we have an update from Disney Parks. Cameron Monaghan, who plays the protagonist Cal Kestis, visited Galaxy's Edge, where he showcased the new legacy lightsaber hilt inspired by his character. Let's dive into what they had to say. Bright Suns Disney Parks blog fans, the wait is finally over for all my fellow Batuans. In 2020, we asked you to vote for which legacy lightsaber hilt you hope to see offered at Doc Ondar's Den of Antiquities. You answered the call, and the legacy lightsaber hilt you all voted for was the Cal Kestis legacy lightsaber hilt from Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, and Cameron Monaghan, the actor who plays Cal Kestis in the critically acclaimed Jedi Fallen Order video game, recently journeyed to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland Resort and got the full Star Wars experience while checking out the Cal Kestis legacy lightsaber hilt, and this is apparently available on March the 25th. They say those familiar with Jedi Fallen Order will recognise the broken end design, since Cal Kestis acquires the lightsaber after the weapon is damaged and is only capable of emitting a single blade. It comes with a dual lightsaber adapter, so you can recreate the original double blade design, reminiscent of when the lightsaber was owned by Cal's master Jaro Tapal, and here we see Cameron Monaghan holding the lightsaber. He looks absolutely incredible. He really needs to come into live action. And that brings me on to a different point of discussion. When these pictures started circulating a few hours ago, a lot of fans noticed that they wouldn't have gotten Cameron Monaghan to be there unless there's something big coming up. Now, as I said, we are going to get the Jedi Fallen Order sequel trailer at Star Wars Celebration, but could he be adapted into a live-action Star Wars series? A lot of fans hope so, and I do too, but here's the thing. I think Respawn certainly wants to complete his story in the games first, or at least the next chapter in his story, so I doubt we're going to see him in a show anytime soon, until at least the sequel releases and the dust settles. But it seems like almost a certainty in the near future, and Lucasfilm have really been hinting at it for a long time. Cameron himself has said he would love to be in the shows, and Jedi Fallen Order was so successful that even fans who have not played the game recognize him immediately. A lot of fans would love for him to appear in the shows, maybe even later on in the timeline in the Mandoverse, but they'd have to age him up a bit. But to be honest, time will tell, and a big factor is where his story goes after the upcoming sequel to Jedi Fallen Order. And so finally, my dear friends, just something a bit more lighthearted. Ewan McGregor has been caught using Jedi moves to channel the Force in real life. This is based on a comment he made, and of course there has to be an article about it. Ewan McGregor really loves his character of Obi-Wan, and he can't help but to pretend to use the Force in his day-to-day life. When he was asked if he ever waves his hands to pretend to use the Force, McGregor replied, "I do with doors. I like to do that with automatic doors, just for my own amusement." And some lucky people have even caught McGregor in the act. He says he always does a little Jedi move for the doors, especially at supermarkets when he's wheeling his trolley. I thought this was pretty hilarious, and very much something that Ewan McGregor would do. Wholesome and hilarious, the best way to round up a news update. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Have you caught Ewan McGregor using a Force trick in real life? And tell me your thoughts of the Andor news, and also Jedi Fallen Order 2. If you enjoyed this video, my dear friends, please be sure to leave me a big fat thumbs up. Subscribe if you're brand new, and as always, a massive welcome if you are. The link to my Patreon is down there in the description. But until the next one, guys, may the Force be with you always. I'm Star Wars Meg. Have a good one.